Hi.
And we're on air.
Excuse the delay. We had a slight technical hitches. Um, that's technology for you. It works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I'm thankful for it every single minute of the day.
So there we are. We're here now. That's what counts. And the topic is, if I recall, what did I call it?
We're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about getting your message out there, whether someone's listening or not.
Well, yeah. Now this came across. I had the idea of this topic and sharing it with you because I follow this guy and I met him. He's wonderful. He's a vegetarian, Jewish, eating bacon. Right? He's a Jewish baconarian. He calls himself. It's so funny. That's the only thing he likes bacon. So so that's his thing. And yeah, he was doing a Facebook Live last night, I think, and he was just finishing an ice cream somewhere, and it was dead of night, 9 o'clock at night, pitch black in this little square, and there's this guy playing music, really nice music, very good, so, doing his thing, and he suddenly said, well, I wanted to share this with you because the guy is just putting his music out there. There's no one listening, and there were a couple of, youngsters doing backflips and what have you. There was a couple doing whatever couples do, people all around. But no one was actually paying attention or clapping or, whatever. But regardless, he was putting his message out there. And Jason was saying that, it doesn't matter whether, the time is right for your message, because if you've got a message to say, like Britt and I have a message we want to get across. Now, we don't yet have the zillions of followers. We don't yet have, so many people clicking, liking, commentating or sharing with us. But to us, it doesn't matter. Our message is so powerful for us that we have to get it out there. So we're doing what we have to do. And then Jason said, and it doesn't always happen like that. And he says, Facebook is lovely because they send you images of 5 years, 2 years, whatever, and and he says sometimes I get posts when, no one was liking my post or I had just the one like, so I quickly comment with this person, try converse, but this guy was just liking, not really a fan, as it were. It was heartbreaking for him, of course, because our message, we find, is very important. And that's why we continue, regardless of the circumstances. We're not letting that stand in the way of what we have to say. And now he has, 3,000-4,000 followers on every video he makes or every live or whatever it is. So it just means that, are you going to let, well, no, I'm not. Let's give it a miss today, Brittany, because, yesterday we only had or last week we only had 2 or whatever it was, or no one or whatever. It doesn't really matter. But, we're really expecting millions of people to hit like, and it's not happening. So let's just give up, And of course, we have these discussions. Let's not, we're not blind, but we just go through them and go past them because we're above that. It's not that that's going to dictate what we do or not. We get such a high I feel we produce value and we provide value for you. And, whether you receive it as value or not, it's a totally different ballgame. But, as long as I know that my intentions are good and honorable, then we will continue. Now, luckily Brittany and I are on the same wavelength on that. And we can, continue and progress forwards. And, maybe 3 years down the line, people, it'll be a totally different song we'll be saying. Maybe it will be in the same position because our message is too avant-garde, or we're too past. To us, it's not really, that's not what we aim for. Well, I think I speak for both of us here. I don't know.
Well, no, I was in this for the thousands of followers, Kat.
Yeah.
That's why I come. That's why I show up every day. But no, 100%. And I think you nailed it, Kat, when you said you mentioned intention, because that's really what it comes down to, is understanding or knowing your intention behind your message. If it's burning inside you, like you guys might relate. There's this thing I thought of. I was laying in bed. That's when all my thinking happened.
We don't need the details.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to get to sleep, and it hit like, what is my problem? I'm thinking to myself, what is it that holds me back? And I don't know what it is. I don't have the answer, because I do put myself out there, and it isn't really, well, the answer is nothing really. It's just progression. It doesn't happen overnight. Like putting your message out there when nobody's listening is where you have to start. It's where everybody starts. It's like expecting a child to run before he crawls, and it's just not logical. But that's what we expect of ourselves and what we expect of others, and what we think these people who have hundreds of thousands of followers and interaction, and they're actually sharing their message with people and changing lives. We think these people just woke up and it happened for them one day. And well, we know that it's not the truth, but that's what we consciously think right away is, well, they must just be really good. But no, they just put themselves out there. No matter what anybody else around them was doing, what kind of reactions they were having, they just continued to put themselves out there because they believed in their message. But you guys could probably relate, like I was going to say, is you have this like little seed or bean or like, yeah, inside you that's just bursting with potential. And you can feel that inside you. You can feel it. It's like trying to get out, but you just don't know how to access it. And sometimes you feel like you get closer to it where you can almost like put your finger on it or touch it, or some days you feel like you've accessed it. But then there's other days where you feel like you have absolutely no way of accessing it, and it's just stuck inside you, and it's just flailing around wanting to get out. And so anyway, this is kind of like the metaphor, Kat. I don't know if that makes sense.
Lovely. Yeah, yeah.
It's good. Like kind of a metaphor or whatever that kind of popped into my head the other night when I was trying to sleep. I thought, that's how I feel. Sometimes I just feel like, and it's those days when you can't access that little energy full, potential full being inside you that's bursting to grow. When you can't access that, it's those days that you have to put your message out there anyways. Those are the important days. The days that you feel like you can touch it, those days are going to come more often if you're able to push through the days that you can't access that potential, or you feel like you're hopeless. You can't see it or feel it, or you feel like you're just not worthy of what you want to do or what you want to achieve. And if those are the days that you can put yourself out there, if you can do that, then the days where you can access it come more often. And that's what I feel is kind of how it works with me. It's like those days when I feel like I don't want to do anything. I don't want anybody to see my face. I don't want to talk. I don't want to share. I just want to kind of hide in a corner or not get out of bed in the morning. And I can say that because we all have those days. If you're human, you've had those days. And, I think that those are the days that we have to test ourselves. Hey, Kat, those are the days that we have to put our message out there, whether we want to do it or not.
I'm having one of those days today.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Actually, we had a conversation prior to this, and
yes, otherwise I think I would have been totally just silent. But yeah, you have to just push on through and get out there because, yeah, like you say, those days, and you all see those little images on Facebook or Twitter or wherever you're at. You think success is like a straight line, like Brittany was saying, the guy just, he just puts a step outside and that's it, he's climbing. No, you have ups and you have downs, and you have ups and you have downs. Sometimes you'll have a trough. And it's how do you get through the trough? Do you just jump off the bandwagon, or do you just, get through to the other side? And even though for you might think it's not the other side and you're not there yet and you'll never see it, or, you are getting there. And I must admit that habits are so important. Because I've been working my butt off and going to bed at 5 and, whatever, completely skew-whiffed. My meditation, my yoga before the meditation, it's just gone a bit out the window, and I haven't even gone to Tai Chi in 2 weeks. Now, let me tell you, I feel the difference. Don't talk to me, I'll bite your head off, or I'm trying to be happy here. Can't you see? It's a totally different feeling, but this is how I was before. So I'm not really as bad because I know my brain or my ego, whatever you want to say, is totally trying to tell me these things again. And I'm like, I know that's rubbish, but I can answer back to it now. And this is when you can calm the monkey on your shoulder, whatever you want to call it, in your head. That's when you can calm it down and, say, okay, I know this. It doesn't make getting up at 5 any easier when you go to bed quite late, but that's what you have to do. So you just have to do it. And that's the way to tranquility, if that can make any sense. But it's a steeper climb than trying to get there, So it's best not to break your habit. That's the first thing. because, you know, when you break the habits, you just fall so quickly back into the other one. And that, you know, "Oh, I'll just lie in bed again," or, you know, "Oh, I've just got time for, you know, 20 minutes and then I've got to get Zenny out of bed. So I'll just, you know," whatever. Those are so quickly, and that's it's your nervous system working in how it was. But you don't want to go how it was. You want a new you. So you have to know that that's just part of life. And, you know, when you are going to be successful, and when you are successful, that's out of your comfort zone completely. And I must admit, I've got these two projects. I'm completely swimming in I don't know what, you know, totally way out of my comfort zone. And on top of that, I'm adding to it by not keeping my routine. I'm not putting all the tools in my hand that I know I can have, just so I can turn around and say, yeah, well, I could have made it if I'd done. Well, no, I'm not allowing that to even come in my head, right? So you have to stop that chitty chatter. You just have to stop it, because you're not going down that road. You're not allowing these pathetic excuses that you lived with for 50 years before. So it's a bit of a big step, but, you know, so for a while you will be in no man's land, you know, and you'll be like, oh my God, you know, which way do I, you know, which way do I go, you know? But then you'll have, you know, I followed this lovely woman. She's part of the community, and she's, you know, going through cancer. I mean, you know, that really puts it in perspective. Like, you know, what are you doing? You know, you're just a little bit out of your comfort zone. Shut up and get on with it, you know? Because that I'm not facing life-threatening decisions, or perhaps, you know, beyond my control, in inverted commas. So, you know, that's why I love to be on Facebook also, because that really does, you know, you're put up against. She's a lovely, lovely woman, and I, you know, adore her, and I always, you know, send her as much love as possible. But she's so brave. You know who I'm talking about, obviously.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Yeah.
I
So
just want to add to that too is like one thing that I've noticed for myself is it doesn't ever get easier. You just get stronger. You just get more. You can adapt better. You get more courage. No, you don't get more courage. You just learn how to access the courage quicker and more efficiently. Like, it doesn't get easier. It only gets harder, and it's only supposed to get harder, because if we're not being challenged, then we're not going anywhere. And we try to avoid pain, and we try to avoid challenge, and we try to avoid anything that puts us out of our comfort zone, but we're brought up that way. We are literally molded to be careful, don't hurt yourself, be careful, don't hurt yourself. We hear that how many times growing up from our moms and our parents, or you know, anyone who loves us out of pure good intention and just trying to protect us, but that's what we hear. And so of course, you know, we naturally are going to be careful, and we want to avoid pain, and we want to avoid any kind of challenge or anything that might hurt us. So being aware of that and pushing forward anyways is always the answer. You're not going to get to 100,000 followers and then be like, it doesn't happen. Like, you're going to continue, you're going to feel like that's not enough. Or it's not even like we're focusing on followers and stuff, but that comes organically. You know, that's not, I don't think that's really a goal to be working towards, like a number of followers. Or I shouldn't say that. I'm getting off track. I think that the point is here is that just knowing what your intention is behind your message, putting yourself out there and not basing your value on anybody else's opinions or anybody else's action, or lack of, is key. Is, you know, that your message is burning inside you. You know that you are put here and are meant to share your message with the world. So just do it. Just do it with whatever vehicle. There's no best vehicle. There's no best way to do it. You just do it. You know, and well, I would say the internet's the best way to do it. You know, unless you have somewhere where you can go and speak or whatever it is. But I mean, if you want to reach a lot of people and change lives with your message or with your lessons or what you've learned, or the value that you have to offer, then you just got to do it. You just have to just do it. And whether you're speaking to silence or not cannot be the deciding factor whether you do it the next day, and you do it the next day, and you do it the next day, or next week, or whatever it looks like for you.
So I just yeah, I'd like to add in this particular point that we have actually created a little Facebook group next to the Facebook page, where you can sort of start doing this should you, you know, be a bit shy, or obviously, you know, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to say. These are all, you know, we've obviously been there. We can help you with that. One of the best things I ever did when I started was, you know, the video challenge. It's a video challenge, you know, it's a 90-day where we have a private Facebook group, again, different to the group where we can just discuss things. And, you know, then you just get used to whipping out your phone and just making a video about, you know, anything, everything related to your message. And generally everything is, but because that's all you see, right? Those are like your glasses you see through. But so, you know, we can help there. I mean, this is something practical you can do. You can just join up, sign up the Facebook page, then join the Facebook group, or ask to be put in the, you know, private video page, so that, you know, we can all help you. Because when you realize that we're all there in the first video, everyone is trembling, everyone is like, oh my God. You know, Brittany and I have been doing this for a wee while, and this is why we can just sit there and, you know, but when we started it, we were like, oh my God, what do we say? Oh my God, oh, you know, and so don't feel that, you know, it doesn't matter where you're at or how big you feel the hurdle is. Obviously, we start in a small community, you know, gain confidence and then branch out, and, you know, then your message will just come. It's not automatically, you know, the thousands of followers or whatever it is, because that in itself, you know, is quite scary. In fact, you know, I'm thinking, God, when you said 100 million, 100,000 followers, I was like, oh my God, you know, how, so, you know, you grow to that, because otherwise if it comes overnight, then people do, they just back away and you never hear from them again. So, you know, it's progressive step. And that's why, you know, you see this little drawing in Facebook. I love it, because, you know, success is never a straight line. It just can't be. Life is life. Does life ever go according to plan A? I think not. You know, even for the richest, or the you know, for anyone, there will always be something happening. The flights got delayed, you know, the airplane, whatever. So that's something beyond your control, right? The train is not coming, the bus is late, your car won't start, whatever. These are things you can't be dealing with, and or you know, you are having to deal with them, but you can't be responsible. So yeah, you have to bear that in mind. So please join the Facebook group page, ask to go into the video training session, and we'll take it from there. And we can all start very slowly, very gently, or fast, because not everyone's the same pace.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Kat. I'll see you all next week.
And join the page.